I laid out an example spread for my Know Thyself or Know Yourself spread so I can give you a quick explanation for you to understand my reading. Now there's 4 main cards. This is what you know, this is what is and can be yours, and this is self and self-awareness, and over here is the future card. And there's 4 clarification cards to each main card. And then up above is the energy of the reading card. And over on the right on the bottom is a rune, because I'll be doing a rune reading after the tarot reading. And on with the readings. Hi there, Leo. This is a general June reading. That's a sequel to my June love reading. Now I threw out a love reading just to see how welcomed it would be on my YouTube page. And also to see how well liked the Lenormand card reading that's included in the love reading. Now there's been a lot of changes going on and endings and new beginnings that started around April. And either it's required some decisions to be made or some readjustments. And here your spread is more about readjusting to some endings and accepting some new beginnings. Now the overall energy of your reading is the 9 of Cups. How wonderful. You received the Wish card. It's about satisfaction and contentment. I always think of the saying, curiosity killed the cat. And a lot of people don't know the second line to it is satisfaction brought him back. Whatever it is, you're having this feeling of well-being, a balancing between mind, body, and spirit. This card can also mean that you're going to some social event. And here in the Northern Hemisphere, with spring coming up, there is a lot of graduations, engagements, and weddings. And in the Southern Hemisphere, with winter coming, there's some fairs and different things that people are doing before they have to turn on the heat and close the door. Now this card can also say that dreams can come true to bring you satisfaction and happiness. But you're the one that has to work towards that. And now there's some cosmic karma going on for what you know over on the left, because you received the High Priestess and the Judgment card. The High Priestess is the translator of messages from the cosmos to the earth. She brings in intuitive guidance and illuminative messages. But you have to be very vigilant to hear her subtle messages, because they can come in dreams, intuition, gut feelings, and coincidences that you just even write off as, oh well, it happened. She wants you to go into some kind of meditative reflection for some newfound knowledge that you've acquired to penetrate self-awareness into a watery depth of self-realization. Because she's exposing the mysteries behind her hidden veil. And the Judgment card is just what it is. It's about judgment. Either you're judging somebody or somebody's judging you. But the key to this card is forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself and forgive other people. Grace is unconditional forgiveness, and if you don't have it, you cannot have a resurrection and rebirth. Now this definitely is some cosmic karma going on here. But the High Priestess requires you to earn your karma. She's about nature of man more than the cosmos. And the Judgment card is definitely cosmic. And over on the right, for what is or can be yours, is the Hierophant. Now he is a card of awakening. So you've got all 3 categories covered. You've got the nature of man, you've got awakening, and you've got the cosmic forces behind you. Now with the Hierophant, you receive the 2 of Wands. This card's about making decisions any two is decisions, balance, and partnership. But nothing's been launched yet. The blueprints are still on the table. And you're still scribbling out some plans. And you want them to go forward, but the Hierophant's there saying, you need to find some truth. You need to wake up a little bit, and there's even a spiritual awakening involved in this with the High Priestess. It's not a religious revival, more than finding a spiritual direction in your life along with the Two of Wands. This has to be part of your plan. Now over on the right, for yourself and self-awareness, you see the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Now, these are polar opposites. He's offering you the opportunity of new and refreshing emotions. But he's young yet, and it's hard for him to balance out emotional control. And a lot of times he's depressed because of unrequited love. Or he's walking on air because he fell head over heels in love. And he's got his rose-colored glasses on, and he's not quite sure what he wants to do. He's a lover, not a fighter. He wants to instill peace, which is fine. But if you're making your decisions with your emotions, you're going to get into some kind of trouble. And here with the Queen of Swords, she dispenses with emotions and uses reason and logic to make decisions. She's a cut and dried person. I mean, she has the sword of truth, and she knows when people are lying to her. And she also has the vision of being able to see 2 or 3 steps ahead of what's happening. She's about intellect and words. And this is where you're going to be launching your plans. If you don't tell somebody what you're doing, how can anything happen in this world? Now for the future, receive the Nine of Swords, the Sorrow card. There's been some type of crash and burn in your life, and it's been bothering you. You haven't resolved some issues. You've been depressed and discouraged and desperate for hope and relief. But 9 is the number of completion, so you're getting to the end of this cycle. But you have to take accountability for the difficulties and the dilemmas that you found yourself in. You have to start facing your fears and moving forward. You can't let this keep you up at night, because worry is not going to change anything. Now the clarification cards is the King of Wands and the Magician. The King of Wands is bringing inspiration, ambition, determination for change. He's here to assist you in acquiring your long-term goals. And the Nine of Cups there is backing you up and saying, yeah, there's a lot of luck and everything's going to fall into place. And the Magician, too, is about new beginnings. He makes something out of nothing. He's inspired by his own ideas and willpower to make his goals a reality. And he's also based on using words to get the word out about what he's doing. And he does his abracadabra with his wand, because abracadabra actually means what is said is what is done. And that relates back to the Queen of Swords. It's time for you to communicate to people your wishes and desires and your goals. And I think you'll find some assistance in trying to overcome whatever happened that shook your cage with the Nine of Swords. Because there's some renewal cards there. You've got the Judgment cards that saying you can have a rebirth. You've got the Nine of Cups saying you have a wish that can come true. But you have to find some of the truths with the Hierophant. And you have to utilize all of the tools that the magician gives you so you can go forward with your life. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.